to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football. Off we go from Seattle. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. The Cowboys take over first down 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready? 18 gainer. 54 Mike.
That this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Room here to run. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Run for Pollard. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He may try and run for this, and he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And his pass incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
48 to Mike. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Jeff Heath, the strong safety, able to get in there on the coverage. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's Austin. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 39-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Pollard. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, 39 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Slam. Watch the good job right there. Hey, let's go double count right here, double count.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Drop deep. Strong.
All go special.
Now Wilson on first down. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down, but they'll get it back. Well, Charles, taking a step back for a second, let's look at the undefeated teams still left in the NFL. We got New England, KC, they're 4-0, and then San Fran, they were open last week. They didn't have a game, so they're still at 3-0. We only have 3 teams left.
And they had the easiest path, not just because they had the open week, but how about New England getting challenged by Buffalo? Yes, they were on the road, but you don't often think of Buffalo as a team to really press New England. They did. And Kansas City, they got a heck of a test in Detroit. Had to score with 20 seconds left on the clock to win that game. So both of them remained undefeated, but not without struggles.
That's the interesting thing about Buffalo. I think we learned more about them in their 1 loss this year than we have in their 3 victories.
I think we would say the same thing about Kansas City because of how they got pressed, but we'd also say the same thing about Detroit, how they played Kansas City in that game.
Trying to improvise and avoids the contact by sliding. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Watch twit.
Play action. It's Wilson. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Take left. 3 down. 49, check 49.
Alert.
Hey, look, 48. Hey, we're going to make the 48 right now. Let's go. Run it.
Hold up. Hey, easy, try.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Wait, waiting.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Seahawks on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson. Now he'll escape to his right. And he's got his target. That's more. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken at his 4th.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
1st down, Dallas.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. And he will go down. down, a Cowboys sack. Malik Collins drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Meanwhile here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Go right in. Mark 54. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. We're going to 54. Right in.
Prescott to throw this time. Completes it to Jason Witten.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Get off the field.
Third and long for Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Cowboys take over first down 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Steps away to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Elliott going to bite off about 7 on that one. A good run on first down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Don't get nervous.
And an alley to run. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Ready. Pittsburgh. Right spot forward. Watch the pass.
Elliott a first down and more. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have the thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Wilson to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And say what you want about CenturyLink Field up in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.